I'm pro-choice.
All right, I'll
Yeah,
take
my
pro-life.
answer.
Go Gymbal. Get him to.
All right, so yeah, I'm pro-choice. I think it's moral to abort the child under certain circumstances.
And I believe that no matter the circumstance, that you should always attempt to give the child a chance to live, because there are many alternatives which can better its life, rather than just ending it before it gets to even live out its life.
See, holding that sort of position doesn't even make sense pragmatically, because there are instances when it doesn't make financial sense, in that some like really impoverished family could have like 10 children and they have one on the way, right? Now, it could cause negative well-being to raise that child within this impoverished environment, right? And also have like a lack of attention and be like neglected because they have like 10 children, right?
That's why there's something called adoption.
Okay. The thing is, though, with adoption isn't always going to be like viable, as you can have adoption centers that like fill up, and that's just like more tax dollars that are being put unnecessarily when you can just abort the child.
What makes that morally correct?
Okay, well, I think it's morally correct to abort the child if it's for the benefit of the mother or the parents, right? In this instance, it's moral because it's benefiting them, because they won't have this detriment. You know, they won't have this child as a detriment for their economic they're like I guess
Socioeconomic.
Sure. Like God, I really just had a brain for it. It could negatively affect them on an economic level, as they're gonna have to financially take care of this child, right? Like raise him, and to put him into an adoption center, right? That could also cause or potentially cause negative well-being for the child, because they're gonna be put into an adoption center, and that's government run, and that's just more tax dollars that are being used unnecessarily when you have a better alternative, right? That would just sort of not cause as much negative impact.
So you're saying it's okay to kill something as long as it saves the economy?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So why do you value the economy over future lives?
Okay, I'm not saying I value the economy. I'm saying I value
But
the
you said that that's
well-being of the
tax dollars
parents.
wasted unnecessarily.
Hold on. I'm saying I value the well-being of the people, right? Of like the parents. Because this child, if they deem it to be a detriment to them, like financially, to where they won't be able to like take care of themselves, then that's just going to cause more negative well-being than if they were to abort the child, right? Because then they won't have
You
to
don't
take care
have
of the
negative
child.
emotions too. Like they were like, oh my gosh, like I just killed like that baby. Like, what if we ended up in like a better situation? Like they can feel guilty their whole lives because they aborted
This is
child.
why,
Rather than
Chaku. This is why I said it doesn't make sense pragmatically, because you're really saying that just because there's the off chance that somebody could grow financially while they have this child, like they're already very poor, but there's a chance that even while they're taking care of this child, you know, going through this pregnancy, that they could like become wealthy. That's not always going to be the case, right? So
right, but the child can
that's
still
like a
have a
1 in
chance at
100
like
chance.
happy life.
That's like a 1 in 100
Like
chance, right? So you can't say that. Yeah, you can't say that just because there's a tiny like minute chance that this is going to be the case, that we should just like make it immoral, or that it should be illegal, right, to abort.
this isn't about whether or not it should be legal or non-legal. It's just about whether it should be moral. But just because like you're in a bad financial situation doesn't mean like it's okay to kill something just because like you're in like a bad situation, because like you're still cutting that off for like the chance of still experiencing all the positive emotions in life. Sure, the child might have to like deal with financial struggling, and like the off chance that like the parents become neglectful.
Hold on.
But
Well,
it's
let me
still
ask you this. Chaku. If let's say that there's somebody who was to break into your house, right? And
mhm.
they're going to potentially harm you and your family. Now, you could either get rid of this person, right? Using like force, or there's the off chance, right? There's the 1 in a million chance that this person could change their mind and just leave your guys' house and not bother you guys. Now, are you saying that it makes more sense to either like stop this person by force, like defend yourselves, or just hope and just be patient that the person will leave on their own and like not cause any harm to you guys, even though they do have the intention? Like, what makes more sense in this instance?
It makes more sense to like get rid of it. But that
Exactly.
doesn't really
So,
translate to abortion though, because in that you
well,
have the
hold on.
active choice of like killing like something or just keeping them around when like the chance that cause those are two different probabilities of like someone like ready to kill you and then like them just leaving. But like
Okay,
there's too many positive alternatives to like the killing to like make it morally justified just because of things like financial situation over like the value of human ethics in life.
okay. Hold on. I bring up the financial situation because obviously somebody having to take care of somebody um is going to be a detriment, like financially, but that would also directly cause negative well-being as they're going to be poor, right? Like, you agree that living
They
like
have negative
poverty,
well-being because they decided to kill a child.
okay? Why are you presupposing that? I said,
You're
hold on. I said it's
supposing
more
that
under
they're gonna.
certain circumstances, Chaku, and the circumstances in that is that like it's directly causing negative well-being to the parent. In this instance, it is causing more like negative well-being than it is positive well-being. So removing it would actually like benefit it more than keeping it.
All right, but all right, all right. Let's say I agree with the fact that you don't keep the child. All right, you're in a bad financial situation. But what? All right. So when I brought up the adoption point, what was your rebuttal again? Remind me.
Hmm?
When I brought up the adoption point, what was your rebuttal?
Okay, well, if you don't want to speak about it, like, um, if you don't want this to be like applied, then we could just speak about it like hypothetically, right? At least on a moral level. So putting
Uh,
somebody into like an adoption center, um, obviously there's always a chance that they're not going to be adopted, right? So it could potentially cause more negative well-being, um, as well as I'd brought up like how that requires tax money or like public funding, right? Which is just unnecessary at that point because you have another alternative, which would just like negate the need for more money. Um,
wait, it requires what again?
okay, it would require like tax dollars or like public funding, right?
Mm-hmm.
To support these adoption centers, okay? But it's unnecessary to do that as you have an alternative that would just negate the need, the necessity to financially support these adoption centers, as well as it could potentially cause negative well-being, as the person's not going to know like who their parents are. There's a chance that they're not even going to be adopted, right? Kids who are adopted sometimes get bullied, like shit like that. They're like, oh shit, like I wasn't wanted by my parents. Like my parents literally gave me up for adoption. So I think just um in this instance, you're sort of valuing well-being over existence, in that you're valuing or taking the well-being of the parent over the existence of the child, which I just don't see how that's immoral. I don't see how like just because this thing could potentially like grow up to be I don't know, like a good quote unquote human. Um, I don't see why you need to put your own well-being in like danger for the sake of this very small chance. I'm pro-choice.
All right,
He
I'll
got the
say
my
pro life.
attitude.